guys, welcome to this week's episode of I'm a DisNerd. Today I'm going to be talking about my 5 favorite rides, my 4 favorite characters, my 3 favorite shows, my 2 favorite parades, and my favorite snack in the Magic Kingdom. Let's start with my 5 favorite rides. So, first we have Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean was my first ride ever at Walt Disney World, and that was back in 1996 when I was 4 years old. So, of course it's one of my favorites. Plus, I love the movies and the new aspects they've added, including finding Jack Sparrow, Barbossa, and some other characters from the movies that were incorporated into the ride. The next 3 rides kind of go together. That would be Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, and Big Thunder Mountain, or the Runaway Train. These 3 rides have always been a favorite of mine. In 1996, my first trip to Disney World, I wasn't tall enough to ride any of them, but I did ride them when we went back in, I believe, 2000. Was my next trip. So, I was 8 when I first rode them. They're a lot of fun. I love riding Space Mountain, especially with my dad, just because it's always a classic. Splash Mountain has my favorite songs in it. I love Zippity Doo Dah. That is my song. I love it to death. So I'll never get tired of that ride. I love riding that ride during Wishes, because it's cool. As you go through, you're hearing, because as you know, some of it's outside, some of it's inside. So as you're going through it, you hear all the fireworks going off, and it's really, really, really cool. And then, of course, Big Thunder Mountain is a tradition. My grandfather and I love riding in the very back of the train, because you get the most whip to it. It's always been a favorite of my family. And then my final favorite ride is kind of an unsung hero. It's a very relaxing ride and gives us, my family and I, a chance to relax and decompress. And it also is a great way to kill time. I love the People Mover, or the Tomorrowland Transit Authority, I think is the new name for it. But the People Mover, like I said, it's relaxing. It's about a 15-minute ride through Tomorrowland, and it's really great. I like riding it when, if I have time to kill for a fast pass or a dining reservation, or at the end of the night when you're kind of just after parade and you're waiting for people to leave before extra magic hours start. People Mover is a good ride for them. Alright, so 4. My 4 favorite character meet and greets. Alright, these are in no particular order except for my top one, which I'll do last. I love running into Mickey in the Town Hall Theater, I believe is the name of the place. Right when you walk into the Magic Kingdom, if you're facing the castle, it's on your right-hand side. It is Talking Mickey. That's the Mickey that he blinks, he talks, all of that. It's really, really cool. He's a little creepy for younger kids. I will admit that. I have seen many a kid go in there and scream their head off because you're not really used to seeing Mickey talk. It is a little strange, I will admit, but it's still a really, really good character meet and greet. He takes the time to actually talk to you. You can ask him questions, especially because he'll respond. Another one is one that unfortunately will not be located in the Magic Kingdom too much longer. I believe until June 17th. Don't quote me on that. June 16th. Don't quote me on that. And that is the Anna and Elsa meet and greet at the Fairy Tale Hall in Fantasyland. Anna and Elsa are, of course, going to be packed. Get fast passes if you can. But when I went and saw them last time with my friend Cynthia, we got there right when park opened. We waited 5 minutes. When we came out, it was a 5-hour wait. Even though the wait when we came out was 5 hours, we spent a good, I want to say, 10 minutes with them. That's why the line kind of gets long, because we were talking to them. My friend and I, we both were celebrating our 22nd birthday, and they were telling us happy birthday. It was kind of funny because Anna got a little out of character, and she asked us how old we were turning, and she said 22, and she goes, "Ooh, 22," like Taylor Swift. It was funny, but they are really really sweet, and you can ask them any questions. They'll, again, most character meet and greets you can take as long as you would like. Um, don't be obnoxious, but they were great. A third character meet and greet that I really, really like is also in in New Fantasyland, in the Storybook Circus, and that is where you can meet Donald, Goofy, Minnie, and Daisy, and they're all kind of dressed up like in circus outfits, and it's really, really cute. And it's usually there's nobody in there. When we went, we literally went right in, and we're like, well, we want to go see. We asked, like, do we have to go all the way back around because we want to see Donald and Goofy? And they're like, no, there was nobody in there. We cut through. We met with Donald and Goofy, and it was really cool because Donald and Goofy were like playing off each other and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun with them. It's always fun to try and get Goofy and Donald to goof off. There are times where you can get Donald over into Goofy's thing and Goofy over into Donald's. That's always a lot of fun. My favorite meet and greet is actually not advertised like on the website, like on like DisneyWorld.com. It's not there, and I don't think it's in the park map that has all the lists of like meet and greets. I've never seen it there. I just always know where it's going to be, and I kind of get lucky with timing. And that would be Stitch. Stitch is my all-time favorite character, and I get to, in Tomorrowland, normally there's a big stage for, it used to be Party 626 with Stitch, but now it's like the Incredibles dance party, I think. But right on there's like a back wall for like the projector and all that, and right on the other side is where Stitch is. He usually comes out on the same schedule as Buzz Lightyear, who's over by Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. He usually comes out on the same schedule, but you can always ask a cast member. They'll have a list when he comes out. But Stitch is my favorite character, so obviously he's going to be a favorite meet and greet character of mine in the Magic Kingdom. Alright, 3 favorite shows. Okay, these shows they can enhance your Disney experience if you know what to do with them. So for example, I can't speak. Alright, so for example, one of my favorite shows is called Celebrate the Magic. It's a giant projection show that's on the castle, and it usually happens right before Wishes. So the way that I like to work getting a spot for that, and granted, I haven't been there since the new hub has gone in, so this may be a little different since I know there are spaces for FastPass Plus users. But what I like to do is I like to find a space, usually for the Electric Light Parade, and just stay there, and then I watch the projection show, and then Wishes goes off right after it. But the projection show is so moving. It is so cool to see what they can do with like animation and all that stuff. And I will admit that it has made me cry. The 2 times that I've seen it, it has made me cry. Just be forewarned because of Wishes, the fact that Wishes is going to take place right afterwards, and the Electric Light Parade is right before it, or that's how it was then. I believe actually the Electric Light Parade may be after it now. They're trying to keep you off the street, so they are very particular about where you can stand for it and where you can like sit for it. I personally like being as close to the castle as possible, just so I get the full experience, and I love doing that. My second favorite show is the Country Bear Jamboree. A lot of people consider this an attraction and not a show, but I think it's a show just because you're not. To me, an attraction is a ride, something you go through, you move. You don't move during this. So I love Country Bear Jamboree. The songs get stuck in your head, and of course, it's air conditioned. So when it's hot as all get out in the middle of August, you can hop in there and cool off. Plus, it's a really, really family-friendly show, and it's really funny. And then my last favorite show would have to be Enchanted Tales with Belle. Belle is my favorite princess, but this is very interactive. It gives kids a chance to be in the show, and adults. They tell you there's a part for everyone, and they mean it. My friend and I didn't get picked, so we went up and were like, well, we want to be in the show too. So they just gave us parts. It was great. You got to parade around with Belle and get your picture taken afterwards. And you get a special little bookmark. Alright, my two favorite parades. I've already mentioned one of them slightly, and that would be the Electric Light Parade. Personally, I actually like Spectro Magic better, but I do like the Electric Light Parade. I saw it when it was out in California, and then again when it came back to, or when it returned to Magic Kingdom. The Electric Light Parade started originally out in California, then it got moved to Walt Disney World, then went back out to California, and is now back at Disney World, because California now has a new nighttime parade called Paint the Night, I believe is the name of it. But the Electric Light Parade is a classic. They have added a few new floats, not many. The song, it's not really a song, it's more of a beat that plays as the thing goes. Can get annoying, but I do like the show, and I also get prime seats so I can see Wishes and celebrate the magic. My personal recommendation is if the parade is going on for two times in one night, go to the second one. Use the time during the first one to go on some of the major attractions, because everybody's sitting watching the parade, so the lines are shorter. And also, by going to the second one, you lose a lot of the kids. So it's not as hectic with strollers and stuff like that, and parents trying to corral their kids and getting out. And then my other favorite parade is the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which is the parade that takes place, it's usually at 3 o'clock. It goes down Main Street, USA. For that one, the way that we usually work it is we'll stay until that parade, and then we'll go home and go back to our hotel and take a break. So I personally like to find a seat near the main entrance, and that way, when the parade's over, we can bolt, and we don't have to dodge people and wait for the parade to pass and all that stuff, because it usually comes toward the main entrance, so it makes it easier. Again, if you're going to visit Magic Kingdom on multiple days, I would recommend only seeing the parade once and hit the major attractions your other days you're there during the parade. Alright, and the last one, my favorite snack in Magic Kingdom. My favorite snack, and I get it every time I go to Magic Kingdom, are the chocolate chip cookies in the Main Street Bakery. They are so good, and they're huge. They used to be Toll House cookies. I'm not sure if they still are, because they used to give them to you in a Toll House thing. They don't anymore. They just give it to you in a Disney bag. But that's the size of them. They're huge. You can also get them into an ice cream sandwich. I don't usually do that because it's really, really messy, but those cookies are so good, and I have at least 2 every time I'm in Magic Kingdom. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of my favorites in the Magic Kingdom. Tune in next week while I show you my pin collection that I've been accumulating again since 1994. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next week. See ya!